Brethren, having gifts that differ according to the grace given us, let us use them. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
These words are taken from today's epistle lesson from St. Paul in his letter to the Romans. And I want you to just think about that for a moment. Using our gifts that differ, the combined strength of a group of people using and applying their gifts for a noble cause, for a cause greater than themselves. You know, the very idea of a true community like that has always been a dream of mine. Taking a loose aggregate of talented people, combining all their gifts that differ, and making a team, a community, a healthy, harmonious community, a community where people feel safe, where people fit in, a community knit together in love. Oh, how that dream appeals to me. Because, you know, as the saying goes, one Christian is no Christian. We have need of one another, my friends. With all the gifts that differ, there is a need for an interdependence among us, where the strengths of one make up for the weaknesses of the other. A number of years ago, I was invited to offer a homily at a church in Florida, in Boca Raton. Protopresbyter and I were visiting there. We were baptizing our nieces and nephews every time they had a child. Our Presbyter's family had a child. We went down there and baptized them. And the priest at the time asked me to give the homily every time I was there. And he was a dear friend of mine, this priest, even from back in our seminary days together. And I'll never forget his introduction of me to his congregation. There are some priests, he would crow, that are outstanding homilists. Others who are amazing administrators. Still others who are superb liturgists with melodic voices, great with children, great teachers, on and on. But then he would say, on those very rare occasions, you'll find a priest who has them all. And then he would turn to me and conclude, Father Paul is not one of those priests. All right, it's not that funny, all right? Take it easy. Actually, he went on to say some very complimentary things about what our relationship meant to him and everything. But the truth is, my friends, no one, no priest, no hierarch, no politician, no one individual has it all. We have gifts that differ, and I believe that the Lord in his wisdom has actually arranged it that way. He allows for each of us to have gifts that differ. And my guess is he does so because he wants us to see something of himself in all of us. In other words, just as God is a community of persons living in love, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, yet one God, he wants to see us a community of persons living in love. Individual, unique persons, yes, many members, but one body, one community. One healthy, mature community that is able to share their gifts that differ for the good of the body. Unfortunately, there are many obstacles and challenges to this idyllic dream. Namely, the evil one who is threatened by unity and community, and he does his level best to destroy its harmony. Not to mention, we have our own fallen human condition to deal with as well, which doesn't help matters. Where rather than accepting the deficiencies of one another, we criticize them. And rather than celebrating the gifts of one another, we envy them, creating factions and cliques and divisions within the body and the devil delights in that. But let me just say this before the one who has those gifts plays the victim card that everyone is jealous of me. You may need to consider how you are using your gift. Perhaps without knowing it, you are flaunting your gift. You are not being a good steward of your gift. And the reaction of envy is not because of the gift, but because of the way you're using that gift. As if the gift comes from you. It does not. You were assigned that gift from God according to the grace that He saw in you. He said, this is the gift for this person. Whether it is wealth, or beauty, or intelligence, or prophecy, or the ability to teach, whatever it is, do not be high-minded. As St. Paul says, do not think more highly of yourself than you ought to. Why do you put your brother to shame? Why are you critical? Why are you judgmental of others? Be sober in the judgment of yourself. On the other hand, this same advice goes to people who despise themselves. Be sober in the judgment of yourself. Because whether it is the North Pole of pride, my friends, where you manifest this sense of superiority over others, or whether it's the South Pole of pride, where you harbor feelings of disgust about yourself, the truth is, both of these extremes stem from the same sin, pride. The ego, the over-concentration of the self. Be embracing of simplicity. All our gifts, all our weaknesses, and all our claims to honor and dishonor are equal. St. Paul does not refer to the gifts that we have as being greater or smaller, but rather gifts that differ. So it makes no sense to feel arrogance or shame. So, brethren, in conclusion, celebrate one another's gifts that differ, and learn to be kindly disposed and accept another's deficiencies, including your own, so that we may embrace one another and enjoy the fruits of true community. God bless you today. Amen.